Shalom family and fellow truth seekers. For generations, religion has conditioned us to read the scriptures through a purely mystical fairy tale lens. We read about glowing clouds, pillars of fire, and miraculous artifacts, and we relegate them to the realm of fantasy, but we're living in a highly specific prophetic window. The prophet Daniel was explicitly told in Daniel 12:4, "But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall increase." We are living in that exact era of information that Daniel foresaw. For the first time in human history, we possess the technological, biological, physiological vocabulary to understand what the ancient witnesses were actually looking at. When the ancient prophets saw high-level advanced manifestations of the Father's kingdom, they did not have words like plasma, electromagnetism, radiation, or biometrics. They were limited to the vocabulary of their day. They used words like chariots of fire, thick darkness, crystals, and burning coals. To understand the true message of the scriptures, we have to look past the linguistic limitations of the ancient world and look at the hard physics, biology, and higher intelligence of the Creator's design. The Father is not a magician, he is the ultimate architect and supreme scientist. Once you understand that the Creator operates through precise laws of physics and energy, the strict blueprints given to Yasharel suddenly make perfect sense. Look at the Ark of the Covenant in Exodus 25. Why was the Father so hyper-specific about the materials? The Ark was constructed of acacia wood, plated inside and out with pure gold. In modern electrical engineering, this is the exact blueprint for a capacitor, a device used to store high-voltage electrical charge. Gold is one of the most efficient electrical conductors in existence, while wood acts as a natural dielectric insulator. The Ark was a highly advanced bioelectric communication node. If a priest touched it without the proper grounding equipment, the accumulated static electrical potential would discharge instantly, resulting in immediate death as seen in Uzzah in 2 Samuel 6. This is why the Levitical garments detailed in Exodus 28 had to be crafted with absolute mathematical precision. They weren't fashion statements, they were specialized safety and operational equipment. The high priest wore linen cords and tunics interwoven with real gold thread for grounding. The breastplate of judgment contained 12 specific gemstones. Today we know that crystals possess piezoelectric properties, meaning they can convert mechanical pressure and electrical frequencies into focused light wavelengths and data signals. The Urim and the Thummim housed within the breastplate were not random casting stones. They were a crystalline communication interface utilized by the high priest to receive direct modulated data transmissions from the higher realms. This understanding of higher technology is also the only way to make sense of the great corruption that occurred before the flood. Canonical scriptures mentions the Nephilim briefly, but the Book of Enoch and the Book of Jubilees breaks open the case. Enoch chapters 7 and 8 detail that 200 watchers, high-level dimensional stewards, violated celestial protocol, crossed the frequency barrier and descended onto Mount Hermon. They did not just bring false philosophies, they brought restricted advanced cosmic information to primitive humanity. They taught metallurgy, weapon fabrication, astronomy, cosmetics, abortion, and the compounding of roots, which is the ancient phrase for advanced chemical synthesis and pharmacology. When you look at the Sumerian cuneiform tablets, these exact same entities are recorded by the heathen nations as the Anunnaki. The tablets openly brag about these beings, providing advanced star maps, architectural measurements, and complex mathematical systems based on the sexagesimal base 60 scale. Because ancient humanity possessed only basic vocabulary, they recorded these technological interventions in simple terms. But the evidence is carved in stone across the globe. The fallen ones used their advanced understanding of material matrix to modify genetics, corrupt the human template, and construct an artificial technology-driven control system to usurp the Father's organic creation. If the fallen adversary used advanced technological methods to corrupt the earth, it goes without saying that the Father and Yahushua operate with an infinitely superior, unhackable divine intelligence. This is beautifully demonstrated when we look at how proximity to the Father's frequency radically alters human biology. Look at the account of Marsha, Moses, on Mount Sinai on Exodus 34:29-35. After spending 40 days in direct presence of Yahuwah, receiving the blueprint of the law, the text states that the skin of his face shone. When he descended the mountain, the children of Yasharel were utterly terrified to come near him, because his physical skin was literally radiating a blinding light. Marsha had to wear a physical veil over his face just to speak to them. What happened to Marsha? His biological vessel had been exposed to an immense high-density electromagnetic field of pure light, charging his cells and causing his DNA to emit high-intensity biophotons. His skin became a literal light emitter. This is the exact structural connection to the Transfiguration in Matthew 17:2. Yahushua took Peter, James and John up a mountain and was transfigured before them, and his face did shine as the sun, and his raiment was white as the light. Mark 9:3 describes his garments becoming exceeding white as snow. They were witnessing a localized atomic phase shift. Yahushua and Marsha were demonstrating the higher science of the human temple, accelerating the spin rate of the atoms in the flesh, shifting physical matter out of slow dense 3D visible spectrum and moving directly into the original light body template. The same higher science is hidden all through the text. Even inside Noah's Ark in Genesis 6:16, the Father commands Noah to make a Zohar for the Ark, mistranslated as a simple window, but revealed in ancient records to be a self-illuminated, engineered gemstone that emitted pure, unextinguishable light. It illuminated the dark interior of the ship during the global plasma collapse. Knowledge is going to and fro. The book is officially unsealed. The artifacts, the garments, the glowing veil of Moses, and the Transfiguration are all pointing to a profound biological, technological reality. Your body is the ultimate piece of creation hardware. Now that we have established this lens, we are ready to take the next step. In our next presentation, we're going to dive straight into the internal blueprint of the 7 seals, the 7 assemblies, mapping out the exact biological circuit board hidden inside your flesh that you must activate to withstand the coming shift. Strip away the religious traditions, put on the lens of the kingdom. Shalom.